Hello. So today I wanted to discuss plastic surgery. Now this is an incredibly huge topic, so this video is kind of just going to be an introduction or an overview of plastic surgery, and maybe in future videos I'll delve more in depth into different aspects of the topic. But plastic surgery is really, really big in South Korea. Um, it was pretty remarkable the first time I walked down the street in Seoul, in Gangnam, and seeing all the advertisements for plastic surgery, huge banners, buildings saying plastic surgery clinic, and just how openly it was advertised. It was very shocking, especially coming from a Western culture where plastic surgery is kind of swept under the rug a little bit. Um, so studies have shown, or a study has shown, that approximately 77 out of every 10,000 Koreans gets plastic surgery. I've heard more wacky statistics thrown out there, like 1 in 5 of every Korean gets plastic surgery, but I think that is a little too high. I think there would be a lot of babies and really elderly people getting plastic surgery were that the case. Perhaps this statistic was misquoted and it's 1 in 5 of a certain age group. But yeah, I couldn't find that one. Also, yes, 77 in every 10,000 is a shocking statistic. But in the study that found this statistic, they included they included surgical interventions that were non-invasive, so things like laser hair removal or chemical peels. And I do not think that the average person would really consider these non-invasive procedures to really be plastic surgery, at least not on the same level as like a rhinoplasty or a blepharoplasty, the double eyelid surgery, chin implants, chin shaving, jaw shaving. I think when we typically think plastic surgery, most people would assume something invasive, like a nose job. It's still, though, this 77 in every 10,000 individuals, a very shocking statistic, as it is the highest in the world by quite a margin. So, why is plastic surgery so popular? There's a few reasons. The doctors get a lot of training and a lot of practice because it's so common here. I guess that's kind of circular logic. The doctors get practice because it's popular, and it's popular because the doctors get lots of practice. But whatever. It's also very cheap here, and it's also more socially acceptable. I heard a statistic, when I was researching, I found a statistic that said that 300,000 people travel to South Korea per year to receive plastic surgery. And mentioned alongside this was that people come from countries where the surgical interventions would typically be less safe. They come to Korea because of the safety, because of how much training the doctors get. And people from richer countries tend to come to South Korea because the surgical interventions are quite a lot cheaper than in these countries. So another reason why I think it's popular is that people in Korea tend to believe, a lot of people in Korea tend to believe that good looks are intricately tied to success. I don't think this is a strictly Korean belief. I think this is a belief in a lot of countries. But with the K-pop industry here in Korea pumping out group after group of incredibly gorgeous, beautiful men and women as K-pop idols, it's not surprising that many people would come to the conclusion that success is based on good looks. A few other factors. There's something called insang, which is kind of your first impression of a person And I've been told that insang is not necessarily based on good looks, but I believe that psychological studies show that we automatically appraise people who are better looking to be more kind, more generous, and we tend to like them more than people who are aesthetically unfortunate, I suppose. So I think that insang might be based off of good looks. Who knows? A third factor, when you submit a resume for any sort of job or volunteer work in Korea, you need to attach a photo of yourself. So it's not surprising that if you are submitting a resume, people are judging you based off of your appearance, and that factors into who they choose, at least somewhat. So, yeah, before you assume that this is maybe shallow or disingenuous, I think we all have the tendency to judge people based off of their looks. This is something we all automatically do. It's a heuristic that helps us to survive. Maybe Korea is just a little bit more upfront with their judgments based on appearance. And also, like I've mentioned, the language is very blunt, and thus so are people's appraisals of your physical appearance. I've been told by students and even coworkers that I've gained or lost weight. I've been told that I look tired, and I've been told that my hair looks really good or really bad. It really depends on the day, and I'm not sure what factors people are using to judge these because it's beyond me. I don't understand it. But what I'm trying to say is that people are really, really blunt about appearance here, and this is all to a stranger, a foreigner, someone that they're not very used to. The things I have heard Koreans say to each other about their physical appearance, like, he looks like a pig, or she's fat, his eyes are small, he looks like Mr. Bean. That was an odd one. And that actually came from a teacher about a student, to the student's face. He looks like a pig. And the nicknames I've heard, just brutal. I don't think this is necessarily a Korean-only phenomenon also. I think that teenagers and children are pretty horrible people. Not horrible intentionally, perhaps, but they're kind of like little bundles of opinions without the necessary filters to determine what will hurt if they say it. I think John Mulaney said it best when he said that kids will make fun of you for the thing that you don't like about you. They will make fun of you in an accurate way. So, yes. I've also heard stories of other teachers, female teachers, being told that they look pregnant by students. And even when I was teaching one day, one of my students put his hand on my co-teacher's stomach and said, "Oh, baby." Not like, "Oh, baby," but like, "Oh, there's a baby in there." When that teacher was male and probably not very likely to be pregnant. So I think insecurity runs very high here because of the emphasis on appearance. And thus, I believe a cyclical relationship is formed where people feel insecure, so they get plastic surgery, and then there are more beautiful people everywhere, so other people feel insecure and perhaps resort to plastic surgery. While this obsession with plastic surgery might seem shallow, I think that that's an overly simplistic view on this phenomenon. I think there are a lot of cultural and historical norms that kind of govern this process, or at least sway this process. And I don't think you can really assign a trait like shallowness to an entire culture of people. What I am sure of is that the level of competition in Korea to get ahead is immense. It's very intense. People want to experience success by any means, and a lot of people see beauty becoming more beautiful through surgical intervention, if it may be, as a way of obtaining success. And when you have to attach a photo of yourself to a resume and factors like that, it's not surprising that people reach this kind of conclusion. So yeah, those are my thoughts, my introductory, overview-y kind of thoughts about plastic surgery in Korea. So I don't know. What do you think? But that's all I have to say at this time. So thank you for watching.